All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the Thursday Night Live currency, coin, and silver auction with me, Raven of RavenHawk Coins. Hope everybody's having a good night tonight and that you're staying safe. Um, and I see we have the one, the only Johnny T in the nest, Create Craft, Ty McFadden, Cool Things, Eric A, Bombay, Sapphire, Steve LaPointe, Metallic Silver Skull, Johnny T, Brother Bill Driscoll, Shimbone 5000, RLC, Coin Silver Jam and Maki, Brian Jensen, Angie Crowell, Michael Hargis, Harley Babe, Invisible River Ranch, Bombay Sapphire, 949 Designs, Metallic Silver Skull. I think I said hello, but hello again. Johnny T saying I'll take door number 3. Peter Bowes in the nest. J Dog in the nest says, oh, you didn't know? You better call somebody, brother. Brown Sugar 0069 is here. Silverman 92 in the nest. How you doing, my friends? Good to see everybody. I saw somebody ask if I was going to be at Gainesville. I had planned on going, but it looks like the weather's going to be pretty bad. So I'm actually going to I'm going to forego going there. I'm not a big fan of driving in a lot of rain and possibly thunderstorms. So I literally just made this decision about 2 minutes before I came on the show here. So yeah, I'm gonna stay in town, but I will be at the ONA coin show next week. That's gonna be here in Oklahoma in Moore. What's up, Huckleberry Silver? All right. So here we go. Here are the items up for grabs for the early bird. Crafty Dragon, how you doing? Visterion. We have a 1968 mint set. We have a 1/10 ouncer. We have a 63 Franklin or a Walker. Those are the items up for the early bird giveaway. And take the underwater Suzuki, says Dan Root. Industream starter item is this 1 ounce Silvertown bar. And anybody that buys something tonight has a chance at the 1 gram Britannia, ladies and gentlemen. So that's up for grabs. I do have 3 buy it nows left. They're the half ouncers. These are put out by, I think it was Highland Mint. They're proof like. There they are. What's up, Chapo52? How you doing, my friend? All right, so let me turn on the Nightbot and get this started. But yeah, I literally made the decision just a couple minutes before the show started. I was gonna Eric A, that walker is cleaned. I talked about, I made a little post on the chat earlier this afternoon that I had bought what was supposed to be a BU roll of Kennedy's, and I didn't even look through it because I just assumed that it would be a BU roll of Kennedy's. And turns out there was a number of these bad boys in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give those away tonight. I mean, they're still worth the silver. It's a bummer that somebody polished them, but you know what? When you look at them from the side, you couldn't even tell. Yeah, polished walkers. What do you do? But you know, I was looking forward to doing the Gainesville show, but I really, I would have to leave tomorrow morning early by myself. The person that I normally go with went today. You know, there's just a couple factors that are keeping me staying here versus going to the show. But I hope it's a good show for everybody there. I hope my buddy Sonny does well. And, you know, things happen sometimes. You know. Shimbone, what are you afraid of? Tornadoes? Twisters? I don't like tornadoes, that's for sure. What's up, Vincent G? What's up, Bigfoot? Jonathan Eason in the nest. Jam and Maki's here. Harley Babe. Cool things. Silverman 92. Joe Must Be. Yeah. Irish Princess 82. Chad Brookman. How you doing, my friend? And I feel kind of bad because, you know, I don't normally miss shows like that, but I just have a weird feeling in my gut, guys. So, you know, I talked to Miss Raven and she said to stay home. And you know, but the next so many weeks I'm going to be on the road doing more shows. Richard Watts says his roof is fixed. Nice. Congratulations. Robert Pintoff in the nest. How you doing, Robert? Scorpio's here. Oh, Scorpio's going to be at the Gainesville show. Dang it. Now I feel bad. Man, it would have been cool to meet you. Aye. Oh, well. I already set in motion. I don't have a hotel reservation now and everything, so I can't really change it again. Richard Cornell says he'll take the remaining buy it nows. All right, Richard Cornell, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. So that's 3 buy it nows for Richard Cornell. All right. Get Richard's name on here. Cool. Eric A, traveling takes a lot out of people, that's for sure. I'm pretty darn tired when I get back from going on the road, you know. Gary S, I will be walking that show, the ANA World's Fair of Money. I'll be there buying. The tables were very, very expensive. Even a regular table was like $800, I think it was. Paying for a hotel and meals, eat up Johnny T. Yes, it does take quite a bit to make up what you put out money wise when it comes to the table, the room, the gas, and the food. You know, it's pretty pricey to do coin shows. You know. All right, guys, we got 48 likes so far. You know how it is. We add more to the Indo-Stream to make it more extreme when we get there. Rubicon 60, it is a write-off to a point, but it is also money out of your cash flow because you have to pay for that stuff while it's happening. You know, you don't get that back right away. But in the end, it is a write-off. That's true. All right, let's see who is going to be the winner of the early bird in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Michael Hargis, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Hargis with the win. The other bot. I'm busy flapping my gums. All right. So, Michael, which one would you like to have, brother? Do you want the Walker, the Franklin, the set, or the 10th ounce silver? Turning on this other bot real quick. All right, other bot is on. Okay. He wants the 10th ounce silver, so we're going to give him that. These other items are going in the box, and we'll get an envelope with his name on it. What up, Mud SWAT? How you doing, brother? Okay, let me close this out. So we got a lot of stuff tonight that is pretty Oh, that was Michael Hargis. More on the entry level. There are a couple higher end items as far as, price for currency and a couple things. But for the most part, this is a pretty budget-minded auction. What's up, Michael McCohen? Silver Chupacabra in the nest. Joe Musby is here. Good to see you. All right. Let's start it, guys. Let's get this party going and get our first item on the night, which is a 52 Franklin BU. All right, here we go. So this is the first one on the night. 1952 Franklin. And it should have said AUBU on there. I'm sorry about that for any confusion. But the good thing is we're starting it at $1. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Doug Wagner coming in at 15, ladies and gentlemen. Ty McFadden in there, but Bill Driscoll in the lead at 25. Dropping the bomb on us is brother Bill Driscoll, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Cornell and Eric A. in there, but brother Bill in the lead at 25. Looking for 26 in the mix. Do we hear 26? Going once, my friends. Brother Bill in the lead at 25. Looking for $26 to make us holla. Do we hear 26? Going twice. Good to see Shadrach 777 in the nest. Doug Wagner is out, ladies and gentlemen. Jedi Master Deb in the nest. 37 months as a Copper Falcon. Just got back home. Checking in to say hi. Good to see you, Deb. We miss you. All right, last call for Mr. Al. Key. Oh. What's up, Brent Straddle? How you doing, brother? All right, my friends, all in. Fair warning. It looks like this bad half is going to be sold to brother Bill Driscoll for 25. Caribbean Coins, 55 months as a Silver Hawk. Good evening to all. Feels good to finally be in the nest again. Good to see you, brother. All right, guys. Bill Driscoll. And anybody that ends up spending over $100 tonight, the offer's the same as last time. I'm going to send you a silver dime. If you prefer a Merc over a Rosie, the Rosies are BU. The Mercs are, they are circulated, but it's a way to give back a little bit. Silver Chupacabra says, Mr. Key Hall, what are you up to, Al? All right, next item up, my friends, we have a 1950 Franklin half, and you can see that luster there. This is more of an AU/BU. I might have messed up. I messed up on the. No, I did have it as AU. Cool. All right. All right, guys. Richard Cornell starting us off at $17. Suzuki. Ty McFadden coming in at 18. I didn't want to do that loud just in case people had their headphones on. Bill Driscoll coming back again, ladies and gentlemen. Dropping the bomb on us at 25. Brother Bill in the lead at 25. Looking for 26 in the mix. Going once, my friends. Emil at 26. Emil in the lead at 26. Looking for 27. Emil in the lead at 26. Do we hear 27? Going twice. Yep, definitely good to see Jedi Master Deb hanging out in the nest. Silver Chupacabra says, there's Emil. Bill Driscoll coming back on the attack at 27. Looking for 28 to make it great. Going once. Brother Bill in the lead. Emil answering right back with the Snope of his own. At 28, looking for 29. Mr. Crambone, a.k.a. Hambone in the nest. Going once, ladies and gentlemen. Emil in the lead at 28. Do we hear 29 to make it fine? Do we hear 29? Going twice. Brother Bill in the lead at 29, coming back on the attack. Brother Bill Driscoll in the lead at 29, looking for 30, going once. What's up, Lone Star Fox? Brother Bill in the lead at 29, going twice. Emil is out. Last call, my friends. Brother Bill in the lead at 29 and doing fine. All in. Fair warning. Lone Star Fox coming in, ladies and gentlemen, with the George and the Snopage. Going once to Lone Star at 30, looking for 31 to get it done. Do we hear 31? Going twice, my friends. Lone Star in the lead. Bill Driscoll is out. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. All in. Fair warning. Warning. It looks like this bad coin is going to be sold to Lone Star Fox for 30, ladies and gentlemen. Lone Star Fox with the win. All right. Matter of fact, we're going to do something cool for the Midstream giveaway. We're going to give away a 97 mint proof silver set, ladies and gentlemen. The quarter, the half, and the dime in there are silver. So that's going to be coming up after lot number, I think it was 14, if I remember correctly. Or no, 13, after lot 13. All right, next item up, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 2-coin set here. And I fumbled the ball here. Give me just a second. I'll tell you what these are. This is 1942. And 19 Denver. All right, we have 2 Mercs going together. '42 and 43D. Both are gorgeous. What's up, Savvy Stacker? Here's the reverses. And on one of them, the 42, it's not quite full bands, but it's really, really, really close on the middle. And the 43D, I mean, you know what? Here, I'll turn on the invisible scope and I'll show you the reverses on these. I mean, they're not, they're very nice condition, and I wish they were full split bands, but you know how that goes. So that one, you can see the very middle, the high point is got a rub, so that's close but not quite. What's up, Phenotypical? And same thing with the 42 is really, really close on the full split band. I mean, really, like, I could argue that it is, but somebody else might say, nah. 949, that was an exceptional Roosevelt you sent me. You're welcome, 949. I'm doing the same thing this week. Anybody that spends over $100, they get whatchamacallit, they get a dime. All right, so where was I on this one? I think I have the 2-coin set valued at about $25. But we will start the bid off at $1. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Ladies and gentlemen, Ty McFadden at 8. Shinbone Miller coming in with the bomb at 25 and staying alive. Shinbone in the lead at 25. Looking for 26 in the mix. Going once, my friends. Shinbone in the lead at $25. Making us holla. Looking for 26. Do we hear 26? Going twice. Shinbone in the lead. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. About to get a decent deal. All in. Fair warning. This bad set is going to be sold to Shinbone 5000 for 25, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. Send it to Steve LaPointe. All right. Shinbone giving a gift to the one and only Mr. L.A. Point. Yeah. So you know what we do when that happens? We give a little love to the nest as well. So I'll throw in a Merc dime into the box to the Indo-Stream to make it more extreme. What's up, Silver Streak? How you doing, my friend? All right, next item up, we have our first piece of currency on the night. This is a 1957 silver certificate with Priest and Anderson as the signatures. This is a very, very nice choice uncirculated note. People had asked if I'd bring back some currency, so I brought back some currency. And we'll do the same thing as the last time. If it doesn't have a reserve, we're going to start it off at $1 and see where it goes. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Guys, Frosty T coming in at 27. Lone Star Fox in there, but Frosty in the lead at $27 with the George. Frosty at 27, looking for 28, going what's up, CM Silver? Going twice. Frosty being the action. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Frosty T at 27. All in. Fair warning. Warning, Robert Pintoff coming in with the Snoke. At 28, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Pintoff in the lead at 28, looking for 29 to make her fine. Do we hear 29 going once? Robert in the lead at $28, looking for 29 bucks. Do we hear it? Frosty T coming back on the attack at 29. Now we're looking for 30, ladies and gentlemen. Frosty in the lead at 29, looking for 30. Robert Pintoff says, I got 30 with a Snope back. Robert in the lead at 30, looking for 31 to get her done. Going once. Expert snopage tonight, says Michael Hargis. What's up, Sergeant T? Rubicon 60, good to see you, man. All right, guys. Robert in the lead. Frosty T coming back with a George at 33. In the lead is Frosty T at 33. Now we're looking for at least 34. Going once, my friends. Frosty T in the lead. Looking for 34. Do we hear 34? Going twice. Pintoff is out. Frosty in the lead at 33. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Ho, ho, ho. Frosty T at 33. All in. Fair warning. This bad bill is going to be sold to Frosty T for 33. Congratulations, Frosty. Thank you, Robert Pintoff, for the action as well. All right. Next item up for grabs, lot number 5, is from the country of Monaco. This is the Prince of Monaco coin. It's just over 1/3 of an ounce of silver, 83.5% silver itself, and a pretty cool little coin. This is BU, 5 francs. I got a number of foreign coins because I know how much some of you like them. Rubicon says he's been to Monte Carlo. Nice. But this is Monaco. All right. We're going to start it off at $1, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck. Guys, Gary S. in the nest coming in at 15. American Patriot getting in there, but Lone Star in the lead at 16, ladies and gentlemen. Ty McFadden used to have a Monte Carlo. Bill Driscoll coming back on the attack at 17. Now we're looking for $18 to make us holla. Bill Driscoll in the lead. American Patriot at 18. Looking for 19. American Patriot in the lead at 18. Looking for 19. I got some hiccups going on. Holy cow. American Patriot in the lead, going once. American Patriot in the lead at 18, looking for 19. Monte Carlo's in Monaco. Cool. Well, I don't know geography that great. Or that well, I should say. Gary S. at 19, looking for 20, ladies and gentlemen. Gary S. in the lead, going once. Gary S. in the lead at $19, making us holla, looking for $20. More celery, Chapo says. That's heartburn for the celery, brother. But this is just hiccups. I don't know where I got the hiccups from, though. That was different. It went away fast, too. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Ho, ho, ho. Is Sergeant T in here? Be nice to see the Sarge. What's up, DeMarvelous Diggin? How you doing, brother? I sometimes miss names, so I feel bad when that happens. Let's see, where was I? We're at $19 to Gary S. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is going to be sold to Gary S. for 19. Thank you, Gary. He's playing, Sergeant T says, yep, he's playing Hangman. I saw it say his name somewhere. I was like, oh, cool. Always good to see him. All right, so that was Gary S. Sergeant Stacker works his butt off. That's for sure. Yep, Sergeant T is here. Did I read the wrong name? Oh, I'm horrible sometimes. Michael LaFew, 29 months as a Silverhawk. Wow, time flies, brother. Next one up, I do have a reserve on this one. This is a beautiful 1928 $5 Red Star, ladies and gentlemen. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous note. High grade foreshore. And I do have a reserve at $100. I think the note's actually worth about $125 to $130. But when I get a good deal, I pass the deal on to you guys as well. So I'm starting the reserve off at $100. Like I said, I think it's worth quite a bit more. Good to see J-Dog, Rockzilla in the nest, Brown Sugar 0069, Shinbone coming in at 100, ladies and gentlemen. American Patriot at 34 months. Can't believe it's been almost 3 years as a Copper Falcon. Thank you, brother. Shinbone in there. Pintoff trying to get in there at 100, but Shinbone in the lead at 100, looking for 105. Robert Pintoff says, I got the Snope at 105, looking for 110. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Pintoff in the lead at 105, looking for 110. Going once. Robert Pintoff in the lead, about to get a killer deal. Going twice. Robert Pintoff in the lead at 105, looking for 110. It's the last call for Mr. Al. Key. Ho, 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 ho. Robert Pintoff in the lead. I ain't going nowhere, says Cool Things. 2 months as a Silver Hawk. Fair warning. Warning. This bad note is going to be sold to Robert Pintoff for 105. That is a great deal. Like I said, I got a good deal on it. Now Robert got a good deal on it. Very cool. Guys, Jedi Master Deb just gifted 5 RavenHawk Coins memberships, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Eric Rohde, Gator Train Chaser, Thomas Tone, Lucky James Eller. Very nice. And Jedi Master Deb, spreading the love. We got 88 likes on the night, ladies and gentlemen. We get to a hundo, we add to the Indo-Stream to make it more extreme. All right, next item up, 1959 Denver NGC Sladman Certified Franklin half dollar at an MS64. We don't have a reserve on it, so you know how that goes. Starting bid is a buck. Richard Cornell coming in at 18, ladies and gentlemen. American Patriot dropping the bomb on us at 35. Rockzilla was in there, but American Patriot in the lead. 949's on. My tongue's twisted. 949 Designs in the lead at 38. Looking for 39 to make it fine. Going one time. Ty McFadden coming in at 40, ladies and gentlemen. Ty in the lead at 40, looking for 41, going once. Yeah, I tripped over my own tongue, 949, that's for sure. Going twice, my friend. Good to see old faces and new faces in the nest. You guys are awesome. Aaron, no, I will not be at the Gainesville Coin Show, my friend. I was going to go... And Del Marvelous. Yeah, Del Marvelous. That's, you can do that. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. I just made the decision a couple minutes before the show. The weather's not going to be that great. And I'm really not looking forward to fighting weather. But I'll be at the ONA show the next week in Moore. Guys, J-Dog, 1,000 viewing hours with a $10 super chat, says many more hours to go. Holy cow, guys. 1,000 hours hanging out in the nest, J-Dog. Last call. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. 949 coming in at 44, ladies and gentlemen. 949 in the lead, going once. Holy cow. 949 in the lead at 44. Mustang Dave stepping in at 45 and staying alive. Going once. Mustang Dave in the lead at 45, looking for 46, going twice. Mustang Dave at 45, 949 is out. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Mustang Dave at 45, all in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is going to be sold to Mr. Mustang Dave for 45. All right. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, 949, and everybody else for your bids. I appreciate you. Remember, we're going to be giving away after lot number 13. We're going to be giving away the 97 proof set, silver proof set. Pretty cool. That'll be the midstream giveaway. Okay, next item up, ladies and gentlemen. I don't see many of these. And that is 1908 French Indo-China 90% silver. Piastre de Commerce is what these are called. They're 90%ers. They're pretty darn cool. Guys, send it to 949 Designs, he says. Holy cow, let me 949 Design. Sent by brother Dave. And I'm going to throw a 40%er and a cool coin from Italy into the box. I saw DeMarvelous. I got you. You can start it at that, but I can't jump to there from here. I got to go coin by coin, brother. All right, on this French Indo coin, I do have the reserve at 55. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. But lot 18 is a pretty cool one, that's for sure. That's that 5-ouncer of silver. Michael LeFew coming in with the bid at 55 because he can't drive. 55. Michael LeFew in the lead at 55, going once. Michael LeFew in the lead at 55, looking for 56, going twice. Michael LeFew, lone bidder. Gary S. in the nest coming in at 56 with the Snope. Looking for 57, going once. Michael LeFew and Gary S. battling it out. LeFew coming back at 58. Now we're looking for at least 59. Going one time. Gary S. at 59. Going once again. Looking for 60, ladies and gentlemen. Gary S. and LeFew battling it out. Silver Shocker coming in at 60, ladies and gentlemen. Michael LeFew at 61. Back to back. To back. Snopages. Gary S. in the lead at 62. Looking for 63 like we're Johnny T. Michael LeFew is out. Going once to Gary S. in the nest. Gary S. in the lead. Doug Wagner says, holy Peppa. The nest, no better place to be on a Thursday night with Raven and all of you in chat, says J-Dog. Going twice. I must say it's wonderful to hang out with brothers and sisters that love this hobby. Heck yeah, Shinbone 5000, that's for sure. Last call to Mr. Alcohol. Gary S. in the lead at 62. Silver Shocker coming back at 63. Lone Star trying to get in there. Silver Shocker just a bit quicker. Gary S. coming back. 3 nest Snopages at 64. Gary S. in the lead at 64. Looking for 65 to stay alive. Going once. Gary S. in the lead at 64. Looking for 65. Do we hear 65 going twice? Gary S. in the lead. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Hall, ladies and gentlemen. Gary S. at 64. All in. Fair warning. Warning. It looks like this bad coin is going to be sold. to Gary S for 64. All right. Oh, the Ultra Breaks is coming out with a new series releasing next week. Thursday the 29th, I believe it is. And they're bringing back the 1 ounce gold chase coins. Really, really cool. And the price this time on those is like $169, which is less than what they've been doing. And they feature all Australian coinage, kookaburras, kangaroos, and whatnot. Here we go. 2016 Australian kookaburra up for grabs. But they have 1 ounce gold chase coins going on in the Ultra Breaks. Man, I would love to get my hands on one of those like Rob and Couch got a while back. But there's only 8 out there, so if I got one, that kind of takes away from somebody buying. But, you know, we're going to do what we've been doing the last few times. I'm going to offer an extra incentive for people to be a part of it. We're going to do a giveaway to go along with it. Our last winner on the giveaway was a 2 ounce silver to Ricky the Scotty. We're going to start this Australian kookaburra off at $1, ladies and gentlemen. Shadrach 777 coming in at 37. American Patriot trying to get in there. Gary S at 38. McFadden at 41. Michael LeFew coming in with the pew 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 at 45. Roy Boy at 50, ladies and gentlemen. Roy Boy in the lead at 50, looking for $51 to make us holla. Do we hear 51 going once? Roy Boy in the lead at 50, looking for 51. Jedi Master Deb says she loves the kooks. Me too. They're beautiful coins, and you know what I appreciate about kookaburras is every single year they've come out with a different, unique design for that year. I think that's pretty impressive. Going twice, my friends. Roy Boy in the lead at $50. It's once, it's twice. It's Michael LeFew saying pew 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 with the snopage. Roy Boy answering right back at 55. What's up, DK? Roy Boy in the lead at 55, looking at 56, going once. Roy Boy in the lead, ladies and gentlemen, at 55, because he can't drive. 55. Going twice. Roy Boy in the lead. Did you see the new Vault Bryce? Wow. $850 for the new Vault box. What's the Chase Coin Silver Chupacabra? Is it something like $50,000 or something? One of the first pieces that caught my eye not 20 years ago that he loves, says Mud Swat. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Roy Boy in the lead at 55. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is going to be sold to Roy Boy for 55. LNW Show. What's up, LN? Long time, man. Good to see you. All right. Roy Boy, the winner there. Thank you kindly. All right, we're just a few lots away from giving away the silver proof set, ladies and gentlemen. We have one more of the Monaco coins from 1966, 5 francs, 83.5% silver. BU. And we will start the bidding off on this coin at a whopping $1. LNW Show, thanks, man. He said, can't believe how fast you're growing. Amazing and congrats. Sergeant T at 10, 1852, $50 gold. Ooh, wow. $55,000 coin. Well, you know, if you paid $800 and got 55 grand, that'd be impressive. Gary S in at 17. Sergeant T coming back on the attack at 20, ladies and gentlemen, with the snow. Sergeant T in the lead at 20, looking for 21. Going once. LNW show, I have not done a Rockin' with Raven video in quite a while. Going twice. Sergeant T in the lead at 20, looking for 21 bucks. And that is a huge if, Silver Chupacabra. Last call from Mr. Al. Key. Ho, ho, ho. Sergeant T all in. Fair warning. This bad coin is going to be sold to Sergeant T for 20 bucks. So on the loyalty program, guys, you guys are still getting points. It's going to be added up at some point. Sergeant Stacker has been really busy. And I can't tell you what his job is, but it's an important one. So he was supposed to come out in April here and us do a live show, giveaway show with that. But I think what'll probably end up happening is I'll just do a night where we add up all the different points, and we'll do pulls for everybody. We'll still do a giveaway thing, but you know, it just ended up being a lot of extra work. I remember before I did karaoke, you were saying I was trying to get you, Wolfman, and Miss Coin Crew together. Whoever thought I'd do it. Yeah, that would have been cool. Guys, Sergeant T says send it to the EOS, ladies and gentlemen. Sergeant T sending it to the EOS. We're going to toss that in there, and you know what? We're going to add something on top of it. How about this? How about we add a Walking Liberty $50, my friends. That's going in there to say thank you to Sergeant T. All right. And we got 100 likes, so we're going to add a Merc dime in there as well. Next item up is a 1971 S 40% silver Eisenhower dollar. The only slabbed Merc I have is at the end of the show tonight. And the starting bid on this is $1, my friends. Guys, Visterion coming in at 10 with the George. Lone Star at 11. Well, I'm trying to make the giveaways fun here and there, you know. Visterion at 12, Brian Jensen 14, Silver Chupacabra at 15, Brown Sugar trying to get in there. But Visterion in the lead at 16, Richard Cornell trying to get in there. Visterion just a little quicker on the draw, y'all. Visterion in the lead at 16, looking for 17, going once. Visterion in the lead at 16, looking for 17. Do we hear 17? Going twice. Silver Chupacabra at 17. Visterion at 18, looking for 19. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Jensen is out. Eric A says, I got 20 with the George. Going once. Visterion coming in at 21. Brown Sugar 069 is out. Visterion in the lead at 21, going once. Visterion in the lead at 21, looking for 22, going twice. Visterion in the lead, last call from Mr. Alcohol. What's up, Savvy Stacker? Good to see you, my friend. All in. Fair warning. This bad Ike is going to be sold to Visterion for 21. All right, congrats to Visterion. You know what's funny, Mudswat, is I do have merch, but I don't really sell much of it. I guess it is what it is. We got a lot of subs, a lot of watchers, but nobody buying shirts, which that's fine. All right, 1882 from Haiti, ladies and gentlemen. 83.5% silver. Very pretty coin. It's 20 cent times or something like that. Worth about $30 or so. We'll start at $1. Mud swat. Let's see here. Does anyone at all like Mercs? Anyone, says Shinbone. Heck yeah, definitely good to see Jedi Master Deb hanging out, having a good time. And maybe Mud Swat. Maybe at some point. Gary S. coming in at 10 with the George. Del Marvelous at 12. Caribbean Coins at 15. Back-to-back Snopes. Caribbean Coins in the lead at 15. Looking for 16. Show Me says Mercs are nice. I love Mercs. I think that's one of the most beautiful designs out there. Going once. Caribbean in the lead at 15. Looking for 16. Going twice. Gary S. at 16. Gary S. in the lead at 16. Looking for 17. Going once. Mud Swat. When people say stuff and they have input and you've been around a long time, you know, you and I have had our ups and very few little downs, but, you know, we've always been honest with each other. So I think it's what you should do. You should show respect to people when they have valid input, you know. Caribbean Coins coming in at 18. Especialo was in there at 17, but Caribbean Coins in the lead at 18. Looking for 19. Going once. Caribbean Coins in the lead at $18. Making us holla. Going twice. Gary S. in the lead. DeMarvelous at 19. Gary S. at 20. Jedi says, thanks, Raven. It's been pretty stressful. Glad I could stop by this evening. It means a lot to me, Jedi Master Deb. I know you've been going through some pretty stressful stuff. You know, and my thoughts and prayers are always with you. Going once. I still have my red book that I got from RavenHawk a few years back. Nice, Sergeant T. Caribbean coming in at 21, ladies and gentlemen. Caribbean Coins coming in at 21. I'm going to be honest, Raven, I didn't know you had merch, said Silver Chupacabra. Oh, well, I do. Going once at 21. DeMarvelous Digging is out. Going twice. DeMarvelous Digging, Gary S. in the lead now at 22 with the deuce. Going once. Gary S. in the lead at 22, going twice. Yeah, I haven't seen Compton in a while. People come and go, you know. What do you do? Last call for Mr. Al Key. Ho, 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 ho. Caribbean Coins coming back with the Snope, ladies and gentlemen. Gary S. at 24. Galore trying to get out the door. Gary S. in the lead at 24. Looking for 25. Going once. Gary S. in the lead at 24. Looking for 25. Do we hear 25? Going twice. Gary S. in the lead. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Caribbean Coins is out. Gary S. at 24. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is going to be sold to Gary S. in the nest for 24. Thank you, Gary. And remember, everybody that's bidding or buying stuff tonight, if you have a purchase over $100, you get a free BU dime. I know it's not huge, but it's a little something. All right, lot number 13. There's a racehorse named Raven's Nest. No, I did not know that, Frosty T. That's pretty cool. All right, next one up, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long time since I've had some of these older ones. 1890, Great Britain. Invisible River Ranch, they do add up. Over time, you can do really well. 1890, Great Britain, Shilling. Sterling. There's the date, 1890. We're going to start this off at $1. Good luck, everybody. Guys, Delmarvel is digging, coming in at 20. Richard Watts at 22. McFadden trying to get in there. A favorite coin in my mind, but I most like the Young Queen variety, says Mud Swat. Wayne Lynn coming in at 23. Delmarvel is digging at 25. Wayne Lynn was in there. Richard Watts. What's up, Adam Crawford? Richard Watts at 26 in the mix, looking for 27, ladies and gentlemen. Richard in the lead at 26, looking for 27, going once. Richard Watts in the lead at 26. Dewey here, 27, going twice. That's what I told my wife. It's huge, but it's something. I was talking about money. Sergeant T. Too bad the horse Raven's Nest is a gelding. What's that mean, Bombay? Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Is a gelding an old horse? Oh. Neutered. Tell Marvelous at 27. Going once. Del Marvelous digging at 27. Looking for 28. Going twice. Yeah, definitely poor guy. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Guys, Richard Watts coming in at 30. Richard Watts in the lead. Del Marvelous is out. Going once to Richard at 30. Looking for 31 to get her done. Richard Watts at 30. Going twice. Richard Watts in the lead. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Ho. Richard Watts in the lead at $30. Making us holler, ladies and gentlemen. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is going to be sold to Richard Watts for $30. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate you. Congratulations. Heck yeah. All right, it is time to do the giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. We're giving away a 1997 United States silver proof set. It still even has the certificate of authenticity, the $50, quarter, and dime, of course, are the silver coins in there. So you're getting 85 cents in face silver, all proof. Very cameo, that's for sure. Let's turn on the Nightbot. Turn on the Nightbot. Let it win wherever you go. Oh, I'm an idiot sometimes. All right, good luck, everybody. Good luck. All right, everybody. Let's see who the winner. Chicken dinner is in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Guys, Brian Jensen is the winner, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Jensen is our winner. Congratulations to Brian. Very nice. You're welcome, brother. He said, awesome, thank you. My pleasure. All right, let's close that. Get this into an envelope. What's up, Wolf Tracks? How you doing? Chapo52, good to see you, my friend. Chad Brookman, how you doing? Brian Jensen. All right. Tell Marvelous Digging, you crack me up, dude. We're almost to it. Next item up, my friend, we have a, what's a Roadies 1964 Greece Royal Marriage coin. And these are pretty cool. They are silver. I think I have it in the description. Oh, my nose is itching. Nope, I don't. It's 30 drachma, but I don't know what the weight is. It's probably the same as the 5 kings, which is like 0.4832 ounce. So like probably like about a ½ ounce of silver in the content. It is a BU one. We're gonna start it off at $1. What's up, Angie Crowell? Good to see you, my friend. Ooh, yo, yo. 119 likes tonight. You guys are awesome. Del Marvelous Digging coming in at 15. Ladies and gentlemen, Del Marvelous in the lead. Jeff coming in at 22 with the Snope and the George. LeFew trying to get in there. Jeff in the lead at 22. Looking for 23 like he's Johnny T. Dewey here, 23. Del Marvelous at 25. Michael LeFew at 26 in the mix. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael LeFew in the lead at 26, going once. Now remember, guys, I'm coming back in May to also do streams on Sundays. Probably going to do maybe a smaller auction type stream. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to be back on Sunday nights to hang out more with you guys. What's up, Sam Wilson? Michael LeFew in the lead now at 30. DeMarvelous was in the lead at 28, looking for 31, going once. Gary S. in the nest at 31, looking for 32. What you gonna do? Going once. Gary S. in the lead. Del Marvelous Digging coming back on the attack at 30. Ladies and gentlemen, Del Marvelous Digging in the lead at 33, looking for 34 to get out the door. Going once. Del Marvelous Digging at 33, looking for 34, going twice. Del Marvelous Digging at 33. It's once, it's twice, it's 3 times for the Nesties. You know, it could be a hangout and chat thing. We could talk about market stuff. You know, I'm open to suggestions, guys. Last call. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is going to be sold to Del Marvelous Digging for 33. J-Dog, I guess I could do 6. Normally I was doing 5 o'clock on Sundays, but I'm not against doing that. Create Craft, nothing but music. He's out in Mexico. Del Marvelous Digging. All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Richard Cornell, 12 a.m. All right, next item up, the 5 Kings of Greece coin. So it's got a little bit of yellowing to it, probably owned by a smoker at some point. Unfortunately, that'll happen. 30 drachma, if I'm saying that right. And this one is just under a half ounce of silver. Starting bid's $1. Let's see here. The Marvelous Digging coming in at 20, ladies and gentlemen, with the George. Del Marvelous Digging in the lead. Looking for 21, going once. Del Marvelous Digging, the lone bidder. Gary S. in the nest coming in at 25 and staying alive. Gary S. in the lead at 25, looking for 26 in the mix. Going once, my friends. Gary S. in the nest at 25. Matter of fact, 949 earlier sent a compliment. Let me show you how nice. Those are the rosy dimes. That is the top one on this roll. This is a roll that I bought for doing the incentive for people, you know, a little extra bonus give back. If you think about it, major credit cards that charge you 20% don't even give you 3% back. So I'm trying my best. DeMarvelous is out going twice. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Gary Lofgren, how you doing, brother? All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Gary S. for 25. Good to see Steve LaPointe hanging out. What's up, Inkman78? Long time supporter of the channel. Good to see you, brother. All right, we have the last 71S Eisenhower 40% silver dollar up next. Try to make, like I said, I'm going to try to change things up a little bit here and there. Richard Cornell starting us off at 16, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Cornell with the George. Brian Jensen coming in at $18. Brian in the lead at 18, looking for 19, like Mr. Bean. Do we hear 19 going once? Brian Jensen in the lead. Silver Chupacabra. I wanna choop, baby, choop, doop, doop. Inkman, it's been nice here, but I know we're supposed to be getting some pretty rough weather coming up. Brian Jensen coming in at 21, but I have liked the weather quite a bit. Eric A. trying to get in there, but Jensen in the lead at 21, looking for the deuce on the loose. Chupacabra coming in at 22. Now we're looking for 23, like we're Mr. T. I pity the fool. Brian Jensen coming in at 25 and staying alive with the George. Going once. Brian Jensen in the lead at 25, looking for 26 in the mix. Do we hear 26? Going twice, my friends. Brian Jensen in the lead at 25, looking for $26 to make us holla. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. We got 125 likes, says Peter Bowes. You know what that means. We're going to add to the end of stream to make it more extreme. Let's see here. How about a 1963 Franklin half, ladies and gentlemen? Whoever gets this box tonight going to be a happy camper. Good amount of half dollars in there. Michael McCohen, Mr. MC Owen, all in. Fair warning. This bad coin is going to be sold to Brian Jensen for 25. But it's still going, so it's not yet an extreme, says Christopher Sherman. You silly people. All right. You're welcome, brother. Thank you. And we're going to do another giveaway after lot number 25. I have to figure out what that is. It'll be something cool. Right here we have the next Kookaburra 2016 up for grabs. Oops. I'm going to the wrong screen. And you know how it is. We don't have a reserve, so we will start the bid at $1. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. Guys, Shadrach dropping the bomb on us, coming in at 38. McFadden at 41. Yes, Brian Jensen, you do Did you wait a second? Did you have a purchase already before that? Yeah, so if your name gets pulled later, you do qualify. Okay. Gary S. in the nest in the lead. Wait, is Eric A. at a hundo? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Eric A. dropping it. Going once. Going twice. Last call. Eric A. blowing my mind, ladies and gentlemen. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Eric A. for $100. Holy cow, my friend. Thank you, Eric. Eric has been a long-time supporter and a very generous person at that. I appreciate it, my friend. All right, here we go. Lot number 18, the one that Del Marvelous has been waiting for all night long. Del Marvelous had the preemptive bid at 170 already. But there it is, the 5-ounce Roman silver is what they call it. They're put out by Scottsdale Mint. They do have a serial number on them. This is number 1272. And it is a 5-ounce little chunky monkey. And like I said, Del Marvelous did have a more like a hockey puck. Well, Del Marvelous is saying he's coming in at 190, ladies and gentlemen. Del Marvelous in the lead. No matter what, I guess he's starting us off at 190, even though earlier he was at 170. Oh, Eric. You know what, Eric? I'm going to do something then. Since you thought that was the 5-ouncer. Let's see here. Eric A. Yeah. The 5-ouncer, the minimum on the 5-ouncer was a bit higher than that. All right, Del Marvelous at 190. Going twice. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do, brother, is I'll throw in 2 uncirculated Kennedy halves for you, man. I feel kind of bad. At least that way you're a lot closer to the value of what you bought. But for Eric A, yeah, I just felt bad that Eric A put in all that for that, you know. DeMarvelous digging. Oh, where's Eric? All right, so 2 in there for Eric. DeMarvelous at 190. And you know what? I think DeMarvelous thought I was giving him some half dollars. Whoever ends up ending this is gonna get a bonus from me as well. But that's as far as I can go on that. All right, where were we? Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Guys, Hambone coming in with the Snope and the George at 195. Now we're looking for 200, ladies and gentlemen. Hambone coming in. Del Marvelous was in the lead. Hambone at 195, going once. Hambone in the lead at 195, looking for 200, ladies and gentlemen. Do we hear 200? Going twice. Hambone in the lead. And since I felt like I caused confusion on this, I'm tossing in a couple 90%ers for whoever wins this as well. Last call. Del Marvelous coming in at 200, ladies and gentlemen, with the George. Now we're looking for 205 to stay alive. Going once. Mustang Dave, I'm confused and it doesn't have anything to do with the stream. Going twice. Del Marvelous at 200, looking for 205 to stay alive. There's 2 bonus BU Kennedy halves in there, so that's a nice little extra. Plus, you're going to get 2 silver dimes, so whoever gets this is killing it. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Hambone coming back with the George at 205, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Crawford, I'm always confused, but I'm old. Del Marvelous at 210. We got a battle, ladies and gentlemen. Del Marvelous in the lead at 210, looking for 215. Going once. Hambone and Del Marvelous. Hambone says it's all yours. Going twice. A Coin Crew dog pile. What is that? Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Haul. What is a Coin Crew dog pile? You got my curiosity going, Mustang Dave. What's up, Drum Detect? Long time no see for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all in. Fair warning. This bad coin or round is sold to Del Marvelous Diggin for 210. The more you bid, the more Keith adds. Huh. Well, that's not hard to do. Oh, you're welcome. Ricky says when Keith cleanses the desk, he will keep adding items while the bid goes up. Ah. All right, this next one. Shadrach says, I do not hear the dog, so it's obviously they are treat deprived. No, they're doing good. Miss Raven and the kiddos keep them company. Here we go from 1835 to 1878, Japan. 100 Montempo Shushos. These are pretty cool. But thank you, Shadrach. I'll make sure they get some figures out of that. Michael Hargis, yes, I still have the red stapler. That's funny. I think you're probably the only one that knows that I have... Well, now everybody here knows, but you're the one that remembers that I have that thing. All right, we're going to start off at $1. Good luck, everybody. Guys, Richard Watts coming in at 25. Jeff and Joe must be trying to get in there, but Watts in the lead at 25. Looking for 26. LeFew coming in with the George at 35 to stay alive. Michael LeFew in the lead at 35. Looking for 36. Johnny T. Yes, it's just like the one from Office Space. A red swing line. Going once. As far as staplers go, it's spectacular, says Michael Hargis. Thank you, brother. I got one of those from you like 2 years ago. Richard Watts at 37. Yep, Eric A. It's been a while since I've had these. Richard Watts in the lead at 37, looking for 38. Michael LeFew says, I got 40 on it. Michael LeFew in the lead. Jeff trying to get in there, but LeFew in the lead at 40, looking for 41, going once. Joe Musby says, enjoy the coin. Thank you, Joe. Joe, it's always good to see you, brother. Going twice. Michael LeFew in the lead at 40. It's once, it's twice, it's 3 times for the Nesties, a.k.a. last call. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Watts coming back with the George at 45. Going once. Richard in the lead at 45, looking for 46. Going twice. LeFew says, I know what to do. I'm at 48. Going once. What's up, Namaste? How you doing? Going twice. Good to see you, my friend. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Ho, ho. Michael LeFew at 48, looking for 49, all in. Fair warning. Richard Watts coming back with the Snoke. At 50, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cow. Michael LeFew at 51. Going once. Michael LeFew in the lead at 51. Looking for 52. Going twice. Last call. Michael LeFew in the lead at 51. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is going to be sold. Holy cow, guys. He got in there just before the hammer dropped. Going once. Michael LeFew is out. Going twice. Last call. All in. What's up, Jimmy Licari? Fair warning. Invisible River Ranch with the George of his own at 56. Going once. Going twice. Holy cow. Invisible in the lead at 56. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Invisible at 56. All in. Richard Watts is out. Fair warning. Oh, the humanity, says Shadrach. This bad coin is going to be sold to Invisible River Ranch for 56, ladies and gentlemen. Invisible River Ranch with the win. All right. That was a heck of a battle. All right, lot number 20. Remember, we're going to do a giveaway after lot number 25. So we're getting to the next giveaway pretty soon. That goes with the samurai money, he said. Nice. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, 1816. Great Britain, George III. Shilling. Up for grabs. It's been a while since I've had one of these. These are the guys with the giant necks way back when. What's up, Link? Starting bid on this bad boy is $1. Shadrach 777 at 20. Looking for 21 to get her done. Do we hear 21? Create Craft, I have no idea. Normally she texts me and tells me if she's not going to make it, but she works a lot, so who knows? Del Marvelous digging at 21, looking for 22, like we're Mr. LeFew. What you gonna do? Going once. Del Marvelous digging in the lead at 21, looking for $22. Shadrach at 22, ladies and gentlemen. Shadrach in the lead at 22, looking for 23. Going once. Shadrach in the lead at 22, looking for $23. Going twice. Shadrach in the lead. We got 133 likes, ladies and gentlemen. We get to 150, we'll make it more nifty. Last call. Shadrach about to get a smoking deal. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is going to be sold to Shadrach 777 for $22. Congratulations, man. Good job. All right. Oh. All right. Lot number 21. Oh, this is probably my favorite item we had tonight. This is a beautiful 1928E $2 bill. Choice uncirculated. Very, very nice. Very clean. No issues at all with this note here. I do have a reserve on it at 135 because I think this will get a choice uncirculated 62 plus. It could probably hit a 63 or so. So it is a very, very nice one. What's up, Daryl USA? But the reserve is at 135. Shinbone coming in, ladies and gentlemen, with the George at 135 to stay alive. Looking for 140, ladies and gentlemen. Shinbone in the lead at 135, going once. Shinbone in the lead at 135, looking for 140. Do we hear 140? Going twice. Shinbone in the lead at 135, looking for 140. Monticello has full steps, says Bombay. That's a good one. Last call. Shinbone in the lead at 135, looking for 140. Shinbone going to get a smoking deal here too. This is a nice note. All in. Fair warning. This bad note is sold to Shinbone for $135. Thank you guys. It is a very beautiful note. I'm going to bring more nice currency to the auctions. I'll bring in some stuff that's not as expensive as well. You guys know me. I like to kind of spread it around so you guys can get a chance at some really nice additions to your collections. So, you know, I'll get some silver certificates that aren't that expensive. Make it a little bit more fun for you guys. All right. Next item up, 1817 Great Britain Shilling. This one, the reverse is a little bit not as nice as that last one, but believe it or not, these are still worth about the same money. Last person got a heck of a deal at $22. Starting it off at $1. Good luck. Shadrach coming in at 19, ladies and gentlemen, with the George. Shadrach in the lead at 19, looking for 20, going once. Grandkid's been bad tonight, so hadn't got time to do much, says Angie Crowell. Well, Angie, at least you're here hanging out. Going twice. And spending time with the grandkiddos, even when they're bad, that's still good times, right? Last call, guys. Richard Watts coming in at 21. Shadrach, 22. Like Mr. LeFew, what you gonna do? Going once. Shadrach in the lead at 22. Looking for 23. Going twice. Shadrach in the lead at 22. Looking for 23. It's once, it's twice, it's 3 times for the Nesties. Shadrach in the lead. Richard Watts coming in at 25. Ladies and gentlemen, going once to Richard. Shadrach is out, going twice. Last call. Richard in the lead at 25, all in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Richard Watts for 25. Thank you, brother. All right, Richard Watts with the win. Lot number 23 coming up next. We have from Austria, 1964 Olympics, 90% silver. It is just over a half ounce, and it is 50 shillings. Brilliantly uncirculated. It's a beautiful coin. Oh, my neck hurts. All right, starting bid, $1, guys. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Thank you, Daryl. Daryl says that is so cool. Ty McFadden coming in at 20. Gary Lofgren stepping in at $30 with You Dropped the Bomb on Me, Gary. You dropped the bomb on me. Going once to Gary Lofgren at 30, ladies and gentlemen. Looking for 31 to get her done. Do we hear 31? Going twice. Gary S. in the nest coming in at 32. Now we're looking for 33 like we're Johnny T. Going once. Gary S. in the lead at 32. Gary Lofgren says, dang, Gary S. Go. It's a battle of the Garys. Gary S. versus Gary L. Last call, ladies and gentlemen. Gary S. at 32. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is going to be sold to Gary S. for 32. It's It is time for a Gary Con. Gary Con. Mustang Dave says, I bet Gary wins it. That's funny. All right. Lot number 24. Then we're going to do a giveaway after lot number 25. What's up, Loose Change? Here we go. 1976 MS67 Eisenhower Silver 40%er in the OGH green holder. Richard Watts says, I feel British tonight. Good day, Governor. That coin goes for about 55 or so in the gray sheet, but we're going to start it off at $1 and see what happens. Guys, American Patriot coming in at 15. Send that Austrian coin to Gary Lofgren. Oh, dude. Very cool. Hopefully I can find it quick. Yep. Alright, so this is going to go to Gary Lofgren. Matter of fact, I'll put it in. I have an envelope for Gary sitting here, so I'm going to put that in his envelope. And we're going to add to the Indo-Stream one of those from Monaco to the Indo-Stream. Alright, guys. American Patriot. Wayne Lynn at 41, ladies and gentlemen. Wayne Lynn in the lead at 41. Looking for 42. Going once. J-Dog coming in at 42. Wait, hold on. Yep, J-Dog at 42. Going once. Looking for 43 like we're Johnny T. Do we hear 43? Going twice. Last call for Mr. Al Key. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. J-Dog about to get a smoking deal. All in. Fair warning. This bad Ike is sold to J-Dog for $42. That is a steal of a deal, J-Dog. Now, somebody might say, Raven, I see him on eBay for less money. Those guys are literally undercutting the dealer gray sheet by a lot. And I don't know how they're doing it. All right. My pleasure. Next one up now, ladies and gentlemen. This one here is pretty darn cool. 2016 PCGS MS30 or 70 Silver Eagle 30th anniversary first day West Point strike. There was only one of 300 that got this specific label from PCGS. There's none of them for sale on the net. The ones that are out of 2016, where they did another style that's close to that, they're selling those for like 110 at minimum and even higher. So I'm thinking this one is worth quite a bit more. I do have a reserve on it at 110. It's literally one of 300 in that style, so I think that's pretty darn fair. And you know, if it gets a good home, cool. If not, it'll go back in the deep stack. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Going once. You know what? I'll tell you what. I paid kind of high on this. I'll say buy it now. I'll put buy it now at 100. That's the best I can do. Shinbone 5,000. It is sold. Shinbone got in there first. Thank you, though, Richard Cornell. I appreciate you, brother. I do appreciate it. And I get to make $5. All right. Now it is time to do a giveaway, guys. I'm going to find something here that I think we'll do this. How about the 76 3-coin set with all the goodies? So it has the certificate, the little frame, and everything. We're going to give that away right now to say thank you to everybody. That'll be the giveaway item. I just need to find... let me turn on the Nightbot. All right, good luck, everybody. Oh, golly, my hips. Wow. It's really painful to sit for very long. I knew this was going to happen in my life at some point. For those of you that don't know, when I was younger, I was kind of a crazy kid. I did a lot of skateboarding and a lot of surfing, but the reason my hip is messed up is from a motorcycle accident. And when I was real young, my pops told me not to get on the bike, but I got on it anyways. And of course, you know, don't listen to your dad or your mom and you get hurt. And long story short, I flipped over the handlebars and I basically destroyed part of my knee from it, and my leg was behind me and out of socket. And I was lucky to get my leg back into socket, which the doctor said was pretty crazy. And they told me when I was young that eventually at some point you're going to have some problems with that, probably when, you know, you get older. And sure enough, it's been hurting when I sit, you know. And I was lucky when I was a kid. I skated a lot. I'm talking miles and miles each day, you know. No one listens to mom and dad, says a specialo. You know, like, it's interesting when you look back at certain things and when you had done things that you shouldn't have done, that you didn't get caught for, and other things that you get hurt for, you know. But I'm not one that likes surgery or anything, so more than likely I'll never get it cut on. What's up, B. Roos? But I definitely am paying for it nowadays. You know. Getting old isn't for sissies. I hear you there. Amen, brother. You get creaks and cracks and pops, you know? All right. We're going to see who the winner is. I'm not going to walk away. We're going to see who wins right away. What's up, Perry Custom Cards? Brian's, I'm paying with arthritis from a reckless behavior when I was younger. Ooh, arthritis, that's not fun. Is that why Raven's Nest Gelding isn't winning any races? Hey, Gene Anderson. All right. Watching live from Vegas, says B-Roos. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Chad Brookman, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about the Chad. Post-traumatic arthritis, Brian Jensen. Yep, that makes sense. But Chad Brookman, rotator cuff surgery on Monday. 5 anchors put in. Oh, God. Chad Brookman, I've had a problem with my left shoulder for quite a while, man. My dogs, they got me good one night. I was standing there talking to Miss Raven, and they came around full speed. And I literally... Here, I'll show you guys in a second here. Let me close that. I literally went parallel and then slammed onto my tile flooring, and my whole left arm, my shoulders messed up, and even into the tricep. Like I can finally do this, and it's not as bad. Like before, I could only get to here, so it's improving, but still, little things like that spot right there hurts, right there. I have two fused vertebrae in my neck and a pinched nerve. Ooh, mud swat. When I was a kid, I used to be able to make my right shoulder pop in and out of socket. Throwing a baseball hurt like heck as a result. I bet, Christopher Sherman. Ran my thumb through a table saw making a project in high school. Saved it, but still have nerve pain in it 60 years later. Holy cow. That's no fun. All right. Next item up, we have the Merc Dime on the night. In honor of Jedi Master Dad, the 1945D MS-65 Merc NGC slabbed and certificadoed. I'm glad I've never done that to myself. I would not want to get hit by a saw. And we'll start the bid off on this at $1. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. All right, guys. Richard Cornell at 16. Wayne Lynn stepping in, coming in at 30, ladies and gentlemen. Wayne in the lead at $30. Looking for 31 to get her done. 5 back surgeries and 1 knee surgery for Daryl. Ooh, that's no fun. Going once to Wayne at 30. Looking for 31, ladies and gentlemen. Going twice. Roy Boy coming in at 35 with the Snope and the George. Going once. Roy Boy in the lead at 35. Looking for 36. Going twice. Roy Boy in the lead at 35. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Shinbone coming in at 40, ladies and gentlemen. Going once. Shinbone in the lead. Looking for 41. Going twice. Shinbone in the lead at 40. Looking for 41. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. All in. Fair warning. This bad bag coin is going to be sold to Shinbone 5,000 for 40, ladies and gentlemen. Lucky considering the family mom was a bowler and had her slide knee operated on 3 times by the time she was my age. Woo! Yeah. Surgery is no fun. All right. All right, we're on to lot number 27, the last one on the night. This is a sealed proof set from 1960. Richard Watts had 2 heart surgeries. Wow, man. This one was sealed by somebody long ago. You know, I got a question for you guys. Let me see what you think here. All right, guys. DeMarvelous at 30. Ty McFadden at 35. Shadrach at 38. I have no idea if it's a large cent or a small cent, date cent, that's for sure. Robert Pintoff at 40. Shadrach at 42. Jeff at 44. Scorpio at 45. Shadrach trying to get in there. Okay, guys, I'm curious what you guys want for buy it nows in future auctions. All right, guys, where am I? Jeff at 44, Scorpio at 45, Shadrach at 46, Robert Pintoff at 47, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Pintoff in the lead at 47, looking for 48 to make it great. Going once. Robert Pintoff in the lead at 47, looking for $48. Good to see Perry Custom Cards in the nest. Had the pleasure of talking to him the other day. Going twice. Richard Cornell says Morgan's. You know what? Hold on. Actually, we'll see what guys, Shadrach at 48. Emil coming in at 50, ladies and gentlemen. Emil in the lead at 50 with the George. Going once. Going twice. Shadrach is out. Last call. Alan Hall says both. Emil at 50. Justin Cummings coming in at 51. What's up, Justin? Going once. Justin Cummings at 51. Going twice. Yeah, there is a lot of variety in 1 ounce silver, that's for sure. Guys, Emil coming in at 53. Going once. Going twice. Justin at 54. Looking for 55. Going once. Going twice. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Ho, ho, ho. Justin Cummings at 54. Robert says congrats, but Emil coming in with the George and the snow because he can't drive. 55. Going once, my friends. Emil in the lead at 55. Looking for 56. Going twice. Emil in the lead at 55. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Hall, ladies and gentlemen. Could be a cameo in there, that's for sure. Justin at 56, ladies and gentlemen. Going once. Going twice. Last call. Emil is out. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is going to be, or set, is sold to Justin Cummings for 56. Holy smokes, guys. What a battle. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Robert and Emil. All right, everybody. Looks like 90% silver won on a 54 to 46, so that's not bad. I will keep that in mind. I'll get my hands on some. What's up, Silver Surfer? How you doing, brother? Guys, we got 138 likes on the night. That is probably the lowest amount of likes I've had in a couple years. But I'm happy for everybody that's here hanging out. We got the silver or the gold Britannia still up for grabs. Shadrach, no worries, brother. I appreciate you, my friend. All right. Well, that's all good, guys. I'm happy with the support and love that I get from everybody here. Yeah, the poll was close, that's for sure. All right, everybody that bought something this evening, a big thank you to them as well. Bill Driscoll, Lone Star Fox, Shinbone 5000, Frosty T, Gary S, Robert Pintoff, Mustang Dave, Roy Boy, Sergeant T, Visterion, Richard Watts, DeMarvelous Diggin, Brian Jensen, Eric A, Invisible River Ranch, Shadrack 777, J-Dog, Justin Cummings, Scorpio, Lori Camaristo, Michael McCohen, B. Roos, Christopher Sherman, Emil G2, Cool Things, Alan Hall, and Richard Cornell. Cool Things with a $5 super chat says it's always a great time in the nest. Thank you, brother. So let's show you what we have in the Industream Extreme giveaway. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a 1968 mint set. We have a Walking Liberty half from 1945. We have a Merc dime. We have a 40% Kennedy. We have a really cool coin from Italy. It's an old one. I forgot how old it is. This coin is actually worth a little bit. You look it up, you'll be happy. Another Merc dime in the mix. A 63 Franklin. A 66 Monaco 5 francs. And that was a gift from Sergeant T. And you know what? I forgot Sergeant T had put that coin in there because later I ended up throwing one in as well. So there's two of those. And another Walking Liberty half from 43. Another Franklin from 63. And a 1 ounce Silvertown bar. That is everything in the box. I'm going to throw in a 1976 mint set just to say thank you to everybody on top of it. So you get yourself, heck, a couple dollars just in that set alone in face value. Let me put everything in there. Big, big shout out to all the mods, especially Create Craft, for doing all the hard work. Invisible River Ranch, Daryl USA, Mustang Dave, Brother Doug Wagner, Joe Must Be, Silver Chupacabra, Invisible River Ranch, American Patriot, J-Dog, Johnny T, CM Silver, Silver Streak. I know I'm missing somebody. Steve LaPointe. And I think I got everybody this time. Johnny T. Oh, Perry Custom Cards. Wait, is Perry a mod? Oh, Peter Bowes. I know I'm always missing Daryl USA. I'm always missing somebody, you know. All right, let's turn on the Nightbot. There's still gold at play. Del Marvelous, thank you, my friend. All right, my friends. Good luck, everybody. I'll be back in just a little bit. All right, everybody. It is that time. Oh, wow. I didn't even have my glasses on. To see who the winner is going to be. Again, thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I appreciate you. We'll pick that winner in 3, 2, 1. Booyah. J-Dog, ladies and gentlemen. J-Dog is the winner. And that means J-Dog won 1 gram of gold too, ladies and gentlemen. J-Dog just won himself 1 gram of gold. And I think that is like the second Indo-Stream he's ever won. But J-Dog with the win and the gold. Congratulations, my friend. You deserve a good win, bud. You do. All right, my friends. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you more than you actually know. And just want to say, like always, please make sure to take care of one another. And we'll see you real soon. RavenHawk Coins, have a great day.